everyone, it's me Jenny, and this time for another Crafting Sunday video. I am technically going to make my first thing for you guys today, but I don't think it'll be up until 2 weeks time because this video is going to be quite long as is, and I don't really want to edit it all together in one go. So part one is going to be about my process and some suggestions for really simple, easy, cheap ways of making this item, which is Morgiana's leg straps, without making it from first principles. And part two, which will be out in a fortnight, will be actually how I am going to make it. I'm going to film them all in one block, but I'm going to upload them as two separate pieces. So link to that video when it's online, somewhere on screen / in the description, but it won't be up for another 2 weeks. In the meantime, my process. The first thing that I think about whenever doing any sort of cosplay is researching. Obviously you need to research the character as your most important thing. So if I just minimize this, we have a lovely picture of Morgiana. I've already talked about choosing a character, how I will really like the character and choose the anime that they represent. And I really like this character, and that's why I have chosen her. It's a really good picture of her leg straps. There's a couple of others here and here, but I'm going to choose to talk about this one just because it's the one that highlights her legs the most. So as you can see with this character, you kind of have to understand the reason behind a costume piece. So talking specifically about the leg straps of this character, she wears it for multiple reasons. Physically, she is very active. She does a lot of things with her legs. It's a sort of half armor, half leg support, similar to how Roman gladiators or Greek soldiers would have worn leg straps for this very purpose. It's also to keep shoes on. Obviously, this character does not wear shoes because she kicks and stuff, and she feels very grounded. She feels very out of place with shoes on. But it's basically the same sort of thing as Roman sandal straps, and they wind up the leg. It helps support the calf muscles, and also for the character purposes, it covers up the scar on her ankles for when she was shackled as a slave. So that is the research into the character. The reasons why she wears this is really important to understand those before you move on to the next section. Why she wears them. Next section, physically how they look. And what they would be made out of. Obviously, they are black. There is a thin layer that goes up the legs and a thick layer at the bottom. I've already talked about the reasons why that is. When we're looking at this picture and we're understanding the history and the context of this costume piece, as I said, it's Greek, Roman, it's fantasy history. So if we're thinking about the type of fabric that this would be made out of, most likely it would be leather. Similar to Roman gladiators, that sort of thing. So the next stage of the research is into Roman sandals and whatnot. So if we go here, this is just a really quick Google research into, it was like Roman sandals. And as you can see, there's lots of variations on this, but basically exactly what you need to make this costume is right there. And this is particularly useful because if, unlike me, you're not willing to go barefoot all day at a convention in the middle of the town, a lot of these ones come with flat-soled shoes so that you can remain relatively accurate to your character but also maintain your own health and safety. Obviously, if you're being true to the character for a photo shoot, feel free to go barefoot, but if you're going to a convention, I highly recommend buying something like is in these pictures, because of health and safety reasons. Like this, it's pretty close to perfect to what you need. It's got the straps, but it's also got flat shoes for your own health and safety. And this is the first option that I would go with if you're not planning on home making these sandal straps. Buy something like this. It's very easily available. There's some stuff in this collection, for example up here, that is absolutely perfect. If you're not willing to make it from first principle, these are perfect. They're costume props, they're very widely available, and I imagine they're pretty dang cheap. So that is my first suggestion for a really cheap option for doing this. Another option, if I just make this video big again, this might sound incredibly unpleasant, but I have to say it's a very cheap and very effective way of doing this costume prop. This is electrical tape. Black tape, it's very simple, it's obviously sticky. If you are being super cheap, you have no money in the bank and you want to achieve this look, wrap some of this around your leg. It'll be painful to remove at the end of the day, but it will look actually very effective. It'll move with your body like leather would. In fact, it's probably the closest thing that modern day people have to leather in terms of its stiffness, its strength, and its flexibility. Yes, it will be painful to remove at the end of the day. If you do this wrong, you could cut off circulation to your feet, so be very, very careful. But it is a really, really simple, super effective way of getting this look without having to buy anything. And there we go. That is the end of part 1. Part 2 will begin momentarily, or in 2 weeks' time, depending on what point you are at in time right now. I will be beginning it momentarily. So see you guys in 2 weeks or any second now. Bye guys.